Families, pensioners, businesses, teachers, nurses and many others are worried about the future.
British Chancellor Jeremy Hunt has announced economic plans that will see millions of households face higher tax and energy bills in a time when the public is struggling during a cost of living crisis. Hunt opened his autumn statement by announcing that the UK is in a recession, one that the Office for Budget Responsibility predicts will last just over a year. So, in order to get the economy back to pre-pandemic levels, the Chancellor has committed to several financial policies, like freezing income tax thresholds for another 2 years. While this won't immediately affect the public, over the years, wage inflation means more people will be dragged into paying tax or paying higher rates than before. The 6-year freeze will drag 3.2 million people into paying the basic rate and 2.6 million into paying higher rates. Top earners can expect a double whammy. Hunt has announced that he will lower the threshold for paying the top rate of income tax of 45% to $125,000, down from the existing $150,000. This means more people will end up in this bracket. It's thought that these income tax changes will take an extra £5.3 billion a year out of the public's pocket, although this will depend on wage inflation. Energy prices will go up too. The energy price guarantee, which capped average household energy bills, has been extended by 12 months. But the cap has risen from £2,500 to £3,000 a year. However, this was not the autumn statement many on the opposition benches had been expecting. Hunt tactically delayed most of the difficult decisions on cuts to spending until 2025, perhaps to avoid damaging the Tories' chances in the next election. And some sectors are seeing an increase in spending in the next 2 years. Each year, the NHS budget will grow by £3.3 billion, and investment in schools will go up £2.3 billion. In the run-up to the statement, questions had been asked over the effect of the recession on benefits.
We also protect the vulnerable.
The Chancellor said national living wage would increase by nearly 10% for over 23s, adding an extra £1,600 into the annual salaries of 2.5 million Britons. Those on benefits, who usually see an increase in line with inflation each year, will get the same hike again. But though it looks like additional money for the poorest in society, the government has made these allowances because of the sharp decline in living standards expected over the next 2 years. Inflation has hit its highest in 41 years, and households are paying almost double for their electricity and gas than they were a year ago. Food prices are up 16.4%, with essentials like milk, bread and cheese rising at a rate never seen before. All this comes as the pound recovers from an all-time low after Liz Truss and Kwasi Kwarteng's disastrous mini-budget, with the country spending huge sums in interest on government debt. The Chancellor says tax rises are necessary to help tackle these issues. But Tories on the right of the party are already voicing anger at the prospect of raising taxes. For once, they are in agreement with the Labour Party, whose Shadow Chancellor Rachel Reeves ripped into the Conservative frontbench.
No one was talking about cuts to public spending 2 months ago, and no other advanced economy is cutting spending or increasing taxes on working people as they head into recession.
Hunt responded by insisting the Tories are trying to fix the mistakes of the last Labour government. But that was 12 years ago. And after more than a decade in power, the Tories are beginning to realise that the buck stops with them.